Read the description as well. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell everyone that should be here that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. Tonight, as usual, we have a collection of happenings in the contraption or within the contraption for you or for us. So I haven't, read, share, liked, and all that. The next is for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the charts. And if the time permits us, we shall take calls too. Thank you. Yesterday, the ex-convict, Orji Uzor Kalu, the man that stole 11.8 billion naira when he was governor of Abia State, right? Who is also a senator representing a part of Abia at the National Assembly of Thieves and Crooks in Abuja. He was on Arise TV yesterday, and they call it exclusive. And as usual, he was mumbling, jumbling, and all kind of other nonsense that he said. But the one that seems to be kind of like outstanding of his tomfoolery was the statement that Nigerians are suffering in Nigeria today simply because of the problems in the eastern part of Nigeria, the place he himself is from. Ironically, it can be, that's more or less like an excuse, right? So in his own words, right, apart from defending Tifnumbu's failing and failed policies, the criminal defended the failure or excused the failure, just like this.
Well, for me, I think President Tinubu is coming there. I mean, Rome was not built in a day. We are just battling with the insurgents in our area, and gradually we are coming up. And as we are coming up, we will now start thinking on the next step. Once we calm down the insurgents of banditry and unknown gunmen and all the rest of them, we will be able, the president and his team and all of us will advise him to open the chapter 2 of the book. And the chapter 2 will be development. Once you have no insurgents, you have no unknown gunmen, and you don't have any disturbances about our people, and we will talk page 2 of development. We have always, people will say, we have always asked the president, according to law, find the best way of law to address the issue of Southeast, both the issue of the IPOB, the issue of everybody, to address this within the context of law of Nigeria, so that possibly, very quickly, Nnamdi Kalu will be released from prisons, and we will continue to live a better life and produce everything. Let me be honest with you. Nigerians are suffering because of the problem we're having in the Southeast. The Southeast can produce everything you buy in China. We can make them in Aba, Newe, and Onitsha. Everything you buy from China. Just give us electricity, give us the way that with it, and give us the direction. We produce everything that you produce in China. The technologies are there, everything, we have it, but we need a better atmosphere. We need to clean away properly in agreement the sit at home, which has cost hundreds of billions of naira out of the Southeast. We need to bring back the I can do it spirit. We need to sing back aging by aging. We need to go back to what we know how to do. When I was governor, a lot of things were being manufactured in Aba. People have begged Aba people to stop putting made in Paris, made in Spain, made in Brazil. They should start putting made in Aba. We can supply every equipment this country needs from that region of the country. I'm not, President Tinubu himself knows this, because I can tell you twice he slept in Abia when we were governors, he slept in Ibere, and he saw it himself, and he respects that, I'm sure. Once we have good atmosphere, the president will come back to do the needful in our zone. And I'm praying that both the lawyers of Nnamdi Kalu and the courts, they should speed up and make sure that it's released according to law of Nigeria. Because I'm sure the President Tinubu will always live to respect the judiciary. People are calling him to intervene. Yes, he will intervene, but through the judiciary. The judiciary have to do their job, and President Tinubu will intervene. So I believe that as soon as possible and practicable, that Nnamdi Kalu will be released and the area will be very well.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
You hear the mofo, the incoherent crook, you know, sounding like he actually meant that. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, on the one hand, is saying that the rest of Nigeria, they are suffering because there is insecurity in eastern Nigeria. Then linking it to Nnamdi Kanu. Then on the other hand, he was saying, oh, Nnamdi Kanu will be released. So I urge his lawyers and the court to hurry up and release him. Like what the heck what does that even mean? Eh? We all know the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is being held and why the courts continue to what? To illegally keep him, especially under Tifnumbu, this same drug, Tifnumbu. So the reason why Nigerians are suffering is because the eastern part of Nigeria that can produce everything they are producing from China, now they can't produce that because of insecurity. And then it kept kind of like modeling the whole thing up to make it more. I don't know if you were able to kind of like make any sense out of what he's saying. Or the president Tifnumbu will intervene. People keep calling him to intervene. Well, he will intervene, but he will intervene through the judiciary. What does that even mean? Tifnumbu's policies have rendered over 147 million Nigerians wretched in abject economic poverty, multi-dimensional poverty. What does that have to do with the eastern part of Nigeria? Just 5 days ago, there was the burial of 147 people slaughtered, farmers, fishermen, slaughtered by the Boko Haram terrorists. Every day, Fulani terrorists continue to ransack villages, destroy farms, kill farmers, kidnap people. So the insecurity in northern part of Nigeria, which has at least impacted on the food production, so to say. So why is he kind of like modeling it up in order to sound? It sounded foolish to me. Okay, so there is Tifnumbu's policy. Part of Tifnumbu's policies, failed policies. One of them is the insecurity, directionless insecurity policy. Tifnumbu's regime, illegitimate regime, has no clear solution to the insecurity in any part of Nigeria. It has none. So what does it mean by Tifnumbu, after Tifnumbu defeats terrorism, insecurity, it will go to phase 2. Phase 2, which is development. What's it talking about? And that's how they run things. See, you in that contraption today, you have lunatics. It's like when you say lunatics have taken over the asylum. And these are the characters that are making laws, maybe not, for millions of people. You know, the characters whose destiny of millions of people lies in their hands. Tokwe Fashua, that one old mofo like that, who wanted to be president. How many of you remember Tokwe Fashua? He is in the category of Feladro Toye, Showore, where are the others? Who by then they call themselves supposedly the third force in 2019. Tokwe Fashua is Tifnumbu's special advisor now. That one too, in one interview yesterday, he said, because of the hardship in Nigeria, as well as the inflation in Nigeria, the crash in Nigeria Naira, Japa has become almost impossible for a lot of people now. And that is said to the credit of Tinubu. So Tinubu's destruction, devaluation of Naira has made it impossible, very difficult for those who want to Japa in Nigeria. It has made it difficult for them not to Japa anymore. So to him, according to him, that means all of you who want to Japa from Nigeria, maybe you are doctors, so you are nurses, so you are teachers, so you can't go anywhere anymore. You have to remain in that contraption. And that is an achievement. So what is this guy talking about? Putting Nnamdi Kanu in the same sentence of Tinubu's failure. What does that mean? So that's where we're starting from this evening. And I'm happy I shared that with you. So we are staying in the East, by the way. In the last few weeks, right, the reports of the, the kidnappers or kidnapping cases in Anambra, to be precise, has become so worrisome that a lot of people have called Solo Dump out many times. And what kind of a person is this? You know, what happened to the Ebubeagu that you all set up to counter the ESN set up by Nnamdi Kanu? So what happened to the Ebubeagu? What happened to the Nigerian Army, Nigerian police, the DSS, and all other Nigerian government agencies that are supposed to provide security for the people? People are now at the mercy of kidnappers, especially in Anambra. So there was a time that Solo Dump said he was launching what he called Agune Chamber, something like that, vigilante group, to counter insecurity. Anyway, the news that came out of Anambra State yesterday from Oka is a very sort of sad one. Being human, because I am human, and even though I don't really appreciate the criminality of all these rogues parading themselves as, EFCC. If you know the activities of the EFCC, the supposed Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Obasanjo set them up so that he will be able to have an independent body to investigate corrupt politicians. Unfortunately, over the years, after Obasanjo used them as his own attack dogs for a while, and then, left power, EFCC became a willing tool in the hand of different criminal political office holders in that contraption. So EFCC, out of boredom, they have now turned to burglars. They have now turned into the regular SARS that could invade anyone's house or the people's houses at will without any search warrant or what have you. So over the years, we've had the EFCC acting on their own, what they call the instincts. No investigation, no petition per se. EFCC guys may just be passing through your streets and they can see that, is that a new Benz, 2015 Benz? Definitely people living in this compound must be Yahoo boys. We are coming back later at night to come and invade them. We have videos. If you type it on social media, you will see countless videos of the EFCC, raiding homes, raiding hostels, schools, hotels, and what have you. It depends on whatever their instinct tells them. And traumatizing the citizens has become part of a pastime for them, the EFCC. So the news from Oka yesterday is similar, but a little bit kind of like lethal as well. So what happened? They said that EFCC saw a compound and they saw two cars in this compound. And they automatically concluded this house must be the house of a Yahoo boy. But they were wrong. So what did they do? They came back as early as 3 a.m. in the morning, scaled the fence, and then broke in. Meanwhile, remember, especially Anambra State, where people have been calling out the governor to do something about kidnappers, about this kind of criminality. So the homeowner happened to be a medical doctor and a businessman. He lived in the property, himself and his family lived in the property. So when he started hearing the breaking of their gates and then breaking into the house, he grabbed his gun. From the reports, a double barrel gun, right? Pump action. So the first person that first broke in, that one collected. Bah! Rather than the next person to him to have seen that as a sign that this probably shouldn't be a place you just break into like that. Then he also moved in. That was when he received a fatal shot. He died on the spot. That's the news from Oka. It's actually like outside Oka, they said. Meanwhile, people have said it many times that one day, the Nigerian EFCC, they will break into people's homes and they will meet their Waterloo in such a way that, this affected or this red shirt wearing criminals will not live to tell the story. I think that day happened to be today. So tonight, I have managed to pick the most recent illegality of this EFCC. All right, breaking into people's homes in the middle of the night, jumping the fence, harassing the residents. And you know something about the EFCC is that they are criminals, by the way. When you see them parade people as Yahoo boys, this and that, you see, which is always scattered all over the social media, you would think they are working, but they are a bunch of criminals. Here is, let me tell you, their modus operandi, their modus of operation. When they succeed in breaking into your house, the next thing is the next phase. Even if you are not a criminal, the next phase is to begin to threaten you, because to them, once they sign out that you are indeed a criminal, right? Well, you may possibly get out of it if you have a good lawyer, but before then, your entire reputation, right, will be in the gutters. So out of fear, the majority of people will have to say, okay, what do you want me to do? So EFCC would, whatever they find in your house, your cars, your phones, your gadgets, even your house. So they will now begin the negotiation. Which of them do you want to forfeit to them? And whatever they take from you, including from the real criminals as well, right? They will say, oh, you forfeit your car, forfeit your phone, forfeit your guy, everything they can take from you. And when you forfeit them to these criminals, right? They will now auction these properties. And guess those who are going to buy the properties themselves. I'm not talking about EFCC buying, I'm talking about these EFCC criminals that breaks into your house or your homes. So, but if you fail to give them what they want, the following morning, they have all their own photographers with them. So they'll give you a board to carry. And immediately they will splash your image all over the social media. And there are people that never recover from that for life. So this kind of blackmail, this kind of this criminal approach of fighting crime has earned them the notoriety enough that majority of them should either be in jail or shouldn't be wearing that uniform called the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. But it is Nigeria. Let me show you some few collection of their illegality until they met their Waterloo today. And that gave me a bit of something that, do you know that you can actually hold a gun in Nigeria? When people tell you that they should legalize guns, the guns are legal in Nigeria. It's just that they don't want you to own machine guns. Yes, you can own your own gun, pump action, double barrel, single barrel, or what have you. All you have to do is that once you procure your gun, make sure you get it licensed. Once it is licensed, then that's yours for self-defense. And from what I gathered, they said 4 out of 10 homeowners in eastern part of Nigeria actually have licensed guns in their homes. And that should be something that, in a way, should be encouraged. If you have enough money to build a house in that contraption, I don't think it should be hard for you to getting yourself a gun. If now police jump your fence, you shoot them. If now EFCC jump your fence without warrant in the middle of the night, you do the needful. Yeah, it's going to lead to the court case and the rest of that, and you will win. I can assure you that.